Hey, George, how are you? Good to see
Good.
you. Good
Great
to
to
see you.
see you.
So where are you now?
Mexico City.
Okay, just to, because we have a whole crowd here, just to have an idea about where you are. Let me briefly introduce you. George Robertson is one of the founders of the International Center for Performance Studies in Tangier. He has been working for the center for more than 10 years. And of course, he has been contributing and collaborating with us from distance since then. He was here as a Fulbright scholar, but after that, we have been publishing, I think a number of books in English about the conferences of Performing Tangier and many other publications. So I really admire, the work of George and what he has done for Performing Tangier. He has a strong sense of commitment and also a sense of volunteering, and he's one of, as I said, the pillars of ICPS. So thank you very much for being with us, and of course we will be watching a film in half an hour, but let George just brief you in 10 minutes about exactly what you are going to see. The floor is yours, George.
Yes, well, thank you, Khalid. It's wonderful to be with everyone, at least through this Zoom platform. Unfortunately, I can't be there in person this year. I hope I can get back one of these years soon. So hello, everyone. I am speaking to you from Mexico City today. And like Tangier, it's a key city of innovation in the global South. So also an important place in our decolonizing efforts. I'll start with some context to my recent film collaboration in Guatemala. Guatemala, like Morocco, suffered immeasurably under colonialism, and the violence persists across both landscapes. Both are deeply religious countries. Both have large populations of young people. In Guatemala, half the people are under age 19. And with all this youth, both countries are transforming rapidly. Tonight, my film is a full circle for me. It's 30 years since I first arrived in Tangier, and the film is a culmination of my journey in performance studies and social advocacy, a long and winding road. I got my start in sales, ski coaching, and theater marketing. Arriving in Tangier the first time, it was easy to see things through a binary lens, like East-West. Yet coming to know Morocco in the 1990s, I came to understand that the reality is far more complex. The connections run deep and wide. In the wake of September 11, 2001, the us versus them mentality deepened real and imagined divides, and the rush to violence and revenge turned into 20 years of war and destruction. At that moment, I was doing my graduate research, but I sensed an urgency to respond. So I canceled my research on mega events, things like the Olympics, and began focusing instead on the Middle East, North Africa, and a search for collaborative, constructive, creative strategies. Following others' lead, I came to conceptualize Tangier as a crucial laboratory for Pratt's contact zone, and the city with its long crossroads history and local genius for negotiation and working things out. Alongside Khalid Amin, our fearless leader, I experienced firsthand performance studies and arts can combine, create instances of the type of world we'd like to live in, an open, safe space for expression, experimentation, deep analysis, bold proposals, and respectful debate. Yes, exactly these Performing Tangier conferences. now 17 years. They are the living, breathing realization of Schechner's vision of harnessing the triangular synergy of art, scholarship, and social action. And I've become inspired by Moroccan writers and dramatists, Ben Bouchta, Shukri, Kauti, and others. They're not shy about confronting current and difficult problems. In the early years of performing Tangier, I focused on literature and theory, but with the grinding wars, the worsening divides, and mismanagement and failing systems that, for example, led to the global economic crisis of 2008, I felt it was again urgent to respond personally. So I switched to theory into practice interventions. I had to ask myself, how can we work responsibly, strategically, effectively? Schechner gives us guidance and inspiration. Use performance as a tool to protest injustices and alleviate wrongs. Build community around aesthetics as resistance, and his plea. Work together against ideological, economic, and religious rigidity in favor of flexibility and fluidity. I turned to filmmaking with the idea to make films informed by these principles. The performances realized on the screen, yet equally important, employing an artist, academic, advocate team carefully performing every step behind the camera. Film can be a powerful complement to theater, but never replace it, and gives us some advantages. For example, with film, we can reach across time, space, and language. And since film can be replayed and reprogrammed in a variety of ways, and by using subtitles and by focusing on visual language, and film screenings become unique performances when paired with commentary, Q&A, and used in the classroom, etc. In 2016, with the rise of Trumpism and their methods of exclusion and lies, and especially vilifying Latin Americans and Muslims, I couldn't take it anymore. In profound anger and disappointment, I liquidated my USA life, and I went on a tour in Latin America's largest cities. I spoke with the young people about their hopes and dreams, and about their loves, and about their biggest problems. The idea was to return to honesty and reality, and to make a film crafted from their views that would challenge the audience and spark dialogue and debate. The main takeaway from the interviews was the prevalence of violence, and that it takes many forms: physical, economic, racial, gendered, and sexual violence. And equally, that love and even simple daily existence are incredibly fragile. Accordingly, the film is about how to sustain love and dignity in a world of failing systems and overcome with violence. We decided to film in Guatemala since the neo-colonialism is so recent. The US-backed 36-year civil war against the Mayan people officially ended in 1996. Mayans are 45% of the population, the highest in all of the Americas. The war left violence normalized and wrecked the economy, and even now poverty persists at 59%, the highest in all of the Americas. But in this post-facts era, emotion is the driver. The bad guys stoke hate and exclusion. We respond with love and empathy. We built an all Guatemalan cast and crew. Film industry people told us the film couldn't be there, conservative public culture. So we turned instead to young people to make the film. And the response was overwhelmingly positive. 500 people from all over the country attended cast and crew calls. Everyone wanted in. No one rejected the film because of its themes. we heard again and again that simple, honest reality was long overdue. The project was a good opportunity for everyone in a place with opportunities. Still, as you'll see, it's an act of bravery and resistance, the film. In the film, you'll notice especially how often we passively submit to the various assaults of violence. Also note that the protagonist is Mayan, and in the final stages of the story, in a low moment in his life, he reconnects, rediscovers his Mayan heritage and finds strength, hope, and inspiration. And that's precisely the Mayan culture that colonialism and neocolonialism worked so hard to destroy. The film premiered at Venice Film Festival alongside films like triple Oscar winner Roma and the likes of names like Lady Gaga, Coen Brothers, William Dafoe, Ryan Gosling, Cate Blanchett, Natalie Portman, Naomi Watts, etc. The film and our approach demonstrates that a norm-challenging, artistic, academic, advocate intervention can thrive even in the most elite entertainment and big business spaces. So it's a hopeful sign. With the film's simplicity and universal themes, along with a lot of luck and good karma, it's been featured in 60 countries worldwide, in film festivals, cinemas, TV, and universities. And tonight, the first screening in Africa. Where else could we start but in Tangier? And note that we're using a slightly more modest version of the film tonight than the original for educational and classroom use. We're making more films in the Global South, Latin America, Africa, and Asia, and we always welcome new collaborators. So thank you all very much.
Thank you very much, George, for such a wonderful presentation. So definitely the film will be projected in the conference room next door in Rabat in 15 minutes, just after the closing words of Badruddin and Si Mohamed Bahjaji. And it won't be streamed live through Zoom for property reasons only. And let me just thank again, George, for your generosity of spirit. And we hope to have a conversation immediately after the film if you are still there. But anyway, we can have like a group of, whether in in WhatsApp or something like this, so that we can have a conversation about it.
Sure. Just let me know. Let me know what would be good, and we'll do it. That would be great.
We'll do that.
Really, thank you so much to Khalid and to Tangier and to all the people there. It's really combine everything together for me. Everything I've learned there.
Thank you so much, George, for all your support throughout the years.